to English Literature A-Level. So usually we would be talking to you in the hall and introducing you to English in a far more aesthetically pleasing way. But for today you have me and a PowerPoint. So why do I want to study English Literature? Well, if you like it at GCSE, then you're pretty much guaranteed to like it at A-Level. And to be honest, you'll like it more at A-Level than you do at GCSE. GCSE is very full on. You have two subjects to study in 6 periods a week, whereas obviously at A-Level you have one, because you only have English Literature in 8 periods a week, which just allows for more time for enjoyment and for discussion. If it's the things that you like, such as the close study of literature, so if you like looking at your prose and your poetry and your drama text in detail and talking about writers and characters, then that's the kind of thing we do. If you enjoy reading, if you like talking about books, we have small class sizes, so if you like that element of class discussion, so the idea is that you very much have quite a lot of input in our lessons. It's not teacher-led, it's not kind of a teacher standing at the front of the classroom and you making notes. This is discussion as a group and annotation as a group, so we talk about things a lot. So therefore we like you to think independently. I want people that have the ability to sort of even to question everyone's view. You're allowed to have a different opinion to the teacher, and to do so outside of the classroom too, to go off and read. So if we do a unit and you go off and read a text of your own choice, then that's what I want. If you were like applying criticism or context to a text, so maybe a sort of a feminist reading to a text, or thinking about a writer in his or her context and thinking about why they were writing or what was happening historically at the time. If you like going on trips, we are relatively infamous for going on trips. We do a lot of them, certainly pre-COVID, where we go to the theatre a lot, mainly because you do have to see text in performance. It hasn't meant that COVID has stopped us. We just watch a lot of things live. So the National Theatre will stream live things and we'll watch it via Teams or together on Teams. So we do watch a lot of things. What is English like at St Peter's? Well, you're taught by 2 teachers, which allows that kind of breadth. You get different styles of teaching. There's very different styles across the department, and it's really lovely to have that kind of different styles. You have 8 periods a week, so 4 with one teacher, 4 with another. We look for producing a love of literature. Yes, the results are great. So, 2019, 67% A star, and last year, obviously, with the Centre of Swiss Grade, so 83% A star A. So these are really good, impressive results. But actually, most important to me and to our department is that I want you to leave with a love of literature. I want you to leave having enjoyed your time and your study and go away with the sort of memories of these texts and these lessons and these books. And that's what we aim for more than anything. But yeah, the results are a lovely element of it, and they are very impressive, and we are very proud of them. The boring stuff being that we are OCR, and that is actually what the syllabus looks like in a nutshell. So there are 3 components. Component 1 taught by one teacher, component 2 taught by the other teacher, and then component 3 split because it's coursework. So that's 20% of the final grade, and one piece of coursework is done in the lower 6 with one teacher, and then one piece of the coursework in the upper 6 with the other teacher. We will look at these kind of things in a prettier slide in a minute. But yeah, there's more to the lessons than just we are preparing for an exam. As I've said before, the idea is to get this love of what you're doing and enjoyment of A-Level. A-Level shouldn't be sort of this rigid, stale kind of thing. I want everyone to enjoy it. So this is what the texts look like in a prettier way. So for example, one of the teachers will teach you Unit 2, which is called the Comparative and Contextual Study. So it's taking a contextual group, and for us we choose Gothic. So we do Gothic fiction across the 2 years. So if you're not very keen on Gothic fiction, that is 2 years of Gothic writing, where we study a central 2 texts. So in the lower 6 we teach Dracula, everyone will teach Dracula, and then in the upper 6 we'll teach another Gothic text. So for example, I do Ian Banks's The Wasp Factory, others do Frankenstein or Picture of Dorian Gray. But across those 2 years we expect you to read a lot of Gothic things, watch a lot of Gothic things, really embrace and understand what makes a text Gothic. On the other side of the course, you do the Shakespeare study. So we start in the lower 6 with a Shakespeare text. At the moment we do Hamlet, and that's the one where you have to obviously see it in performance quite a lot. And at the same time you then do your lower 6 coursework. At the moment it's Duffy's The World's Wife. Please don't be put off if you do Duffy at GCSE. This is a very different collection. This coursework is really quite exciting because it offers the opportunity for you to do some recreative writing if you wish. So those of you that like writing stories, etc. at GCSE but don't get to do it at A level because it's not English language at A level, you still do get the chance. So one piece of coursework could be just write a normal kind of essay and study of a poem, but what you could also do is do the recreative coursework where you rewrite a poem in the style of Duffy, which quite a lot of our students actually choose to do. In the upper six, everything gets a little bit more trickier because it is the upper six, and this is where I usually say that we do our sort of meatier text. So we do Paradise Lost, books 9 and 10, in comparison to Ibsen's A Doll's House. So that's a play in comparison to an epic poem. And then we do the second Gothic text alongside your independent coursework. So these texts all over here on this side of the PowerPoint are things that people have chosen this year. So in the comparative coursework, you very much have independent choice where you choose a modern novel, post-2000 novel, and compare it to a play. So this is very much student-led, but we're here to help and guide you in your choices. But it can be an exciting opportunity to choose something a little bit more diverse. Sometimes there's lots of comments about how the syllabus itself is quite stale in some elements of it. Certainly there's a lot of male white writers, and at this point you can then expand it to a certainly more diverse view of literature. What else will you be doing? Well, as an English literature student, we encourage you to do a great deal of things. So we have things like, we have writers come in, so we did some creative writing workshops. So that one was with Alexandra Shepherd. We encourage you to be involved in Keystone. So Keystone is the student magazine. It's run by Mrs. Todd, who is a member of the English department. You don't have to be an English student to be involved in Keystone, but obviously A-level students are encouraged to do so. It's a great opportunity to get your writing out there. Similarly, we have events like the Booker Prize debate. So we shadow the Booker Prize, and students will all read one from the shortlist, and we have an evening where we have a debate where the students are involved in that, and that's always a lot of fun, and that tends to happen in the upper six. Similarly, as I've said, we go on a lot of trips. Some of the trips are very much tied in with your Gothic. So we go to Whitby in the lower sixth because that's where Stoker wrote Dracula. We go to Haworth because of the home of the Brontes. We see a lot of plays that you studied, but at the same time, I also want to encourage you to widen your horizons and to have a look at plays in general. So, for example, we went to see Pinter last year, possibly the year before, to see The Dumb Waiter, which could have been a coursework text, but it's certainly not a studied text. But the idea is then you see a diverse range of things. So sometimes we go and see the ballet, sometimes we just go on various trips to kind of expand your understanding and your love of literature. One of the most popular things is our English and Drama residential trip. So at the end of the lower six in the summer term, usually, and hopefully this will still happen, we go to London for a couple of nights and see a variety of plays. Our record is 4 plays in 2 days. At the same time, we do things like we visit the National Gallery and we go on a tour of the globe as well as seeing something. So again, the idea is to see a multitude of things. Usually this is when I'd ask for any questions, so I'm going on a frequently asked questions in the hope that I can cover most things. I get asked a lot, why do you only offer English literature and not English language at A-level? Mainly because English language is very different than at GCSE. It's far more prescriptive and far more linguistically based, so it's about the study of words and the power of language. And I personally believe that those teaching it need to be very well trained in it. Actually, we do have some members of the department who are, but actually our experience lies very much with English literature, and English literature is a facilitating subject taking you off to university, and actually it's really important, I think, that students study English literature and that kind of understanding and the ability to write those sort of essays. So that's why we do that, and we don't do English language. Average class sizes are around 10. We go from about 8 to 12. I don't like any higher than 12 because it doesn't help with that sort of class discussion that we're looking for. So small. Can I do this alongside other essay-based subjects? Yes, you can. I get asked this a lot, and actually you're choosing these subjects because you like these subjects. Therefore, it implies that you're actually quite good at the writing of the essays bit as well. And it's perfectly okay to tie in English literature with something like history or philosophy and RS, because those actually complement each other so nicely that yes, you'll be able to cope. And you worry sometimes about having to get so many essays done. But there is a point, I think, in the upper six where coursework's happening for us and coursework's happening for history. But if you're good at managing your time and these are the things you enjoy, yes, of course you can do a variety of essay-based subjects. Many pupils do. I get asked this a lot, surprisingly. Will there be a lot of reading? Yes, there will. But there will in lots of other subjects too. Of course, ours will have some reading because it's English literature. So I will expect you to read the things that I tell you to read, or your teacher tells you to read, or outside of it. So if you want to gain a good understanding of Gothic, then yes, I expect you to be reading a lot of Gothic texts in the background, especially in the lower six. So yes, there is reading. If you do have further questions about any of this, then you can speak to your English teacher or you can speak to me. But please do come and ask us anything, because obviously this is slightly different this year. And thank you for watching.